All right, my friends, this is the TSLA 1 month overview, or the remaining portion of the month of August. We were behind on these, so when we're behind on these, we just kind of stick to the Discord, and we try to catch up by doing a live stream from whatever point we're able to get to it. So September, you'll see our monthly videos coming out like normal. In the meantime, it's currently August 19th, 10:56 a.m. Eastern Time. So August 19th, we're all the way here as far as the sequence of chart events. It looks like the lowest low thus far, so far holding up, provided we go into lows here. And then we did have a highest high there thus far on the 6th, followed by another peak on the 12th. And it's interesting that I don't have that as the highest high, and the 18th wasn't a highest high. My sense is that that probably means we're going to see a highest high for the month somewhere around the 20th, 21st, like the cusp. So I'll go ahead and add that in here. HH highest high. So it should enter into somewhere within this range. Couple other interesting things going on. So we should see lows here at the end of the month, or at least significant troughs, but I'm thinking most likely lows. We have a cross-reading congruency for the 1 year's low significator card. It takes place here. We see it here. So it's possible that we have a really sharp drop when we do go into lows, like year's lows, which would put us all the way down around, but that's a really steep decline. Let's see. I want to see what the cards have to say about that. And I apologize, guys, for the dogs that are probably barking in the background. I don't hear them, so it doesn't disturb my mental state when I'm doing these readings. That's what the earphones are for. But I apologize. We have one regular puppy that I watch regularly. He's quite the barker when he's playing, and Hermes and him like to play. At some point, I'll introduce you. His name is Nello. He's 8 months old. Okay, so it's probably that the decline that takes us into the lows for the year starts here at the end of the month of August, but the actual low is probably taking place in September. Maybe even October. Let's see what the 1 year has to say. I remember this being a tough reading. No, they're not necessarily going to be as low as the low from April, but they could be. And of the two here, this one in around October, November, I think is more probable, is my sense. If there was going to be another drop all the way down there, but I'm not convinced that there is going to be one. We'll see. Crazier things have happened. Behavior around the low will have a rally into key resistance. Will stay and then we'll break down from that resistance with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down, taking us into the low for the month. All right, so let's do the day-by-day sequence of chart events. It's important, guys, if you're new to the channel, this is really important to pay attention. We do the day-by-day sequence of chart events on these 1 months, and each card going left to right across the screen represents about 1 day of time, one trading day of time, but not each card's energy will necessarily line up perfectly with 24 hours of time. So there are cases where you'll need to give these readings plus or minus a day or two, or maybe even 3 in some cases, of wiggle room. It's the sequence of chart events that is most important to follow. That's the main prediction, and that remains accurate whether or not there's plus or minus on the timing. This is the main reason why I do not recommend trading this information alone. You should only be trading this information if you have access to our monthly access subscription, which gives you the live Discord trade alerts and live trading view chart drawings like the ones you're seeing on the screen here. With those services and my 26 years of experience, you could make consistent gains, but to do it on your own, it took me 15 years after already getting this accuracy, 15 years for me to iron out how to trade it, because it's all about mentality, guys, and it's a very different mentality than that of technical analysis. So again, if you're interested in serious about trading this SO meta analysis, the most accurate and reliable form of analysis, then I'll show you how to get those game-changing services at the end of the video. Stay tuned for that after the trades. Yeah, okay, so we're probably going into a high, like maybe the end of the day on the 20th, with a big decline out of it. It's even possible that we come back or close on the 22nd, hard to say. But then there's likely to be a big drop overnight, or over the weekend into the 26th. Big move to the upside out of that 26. Oh, and on the 22nd, there's an important range on a multi-day scale that's highlighted. So it might be that we see that high again there on the 22nd, actually. Either way, big move to the downside over the weekend with a huge move up out of it. That move up out of it offering opportunity to close a long that was maybe opened in the morning for a day trade, or to open up a short. We probably gap down again on the 26th. Sideways rotation, then a big move to the upside. The move to the upside again, opportunity to open up a short position on the 27th, decline increasing with momentum moving forward into a trough around the cusp of the 27th, 28th, and that's very likely our lowest low for the month, with a notable move to the upside out of it, and then probably gap down on the 29th, not lower than the low of the 28th, but gap down, and then there's a big move to the upside. Possibly a huge move to the upside on the 29th. The sneak preview card indicating more decline in September that offers opportunity to open up a long position. Yeah, so really, guys, that's probably the best trade is to get into those shorts. There is a trade over here. So there'll be a resistance highlighted tomorrow at a prominent peak. That resistance will decline from it, and when we're below it, most likely you should be able to open up a long position and close a long position when we revisit that resistance on the 22nd. It's a little risky though, because there's no backup exit, which I like to have backup exits for trades, but it's probably a good trade. It's just there's no backup exit, so if we're wrong, just you're gonna have to close for a loss. Whereas with the back, I would trade that as a backup exit. There's a lot of opportunities if we're wrong for us to then be right again afterwards. That's how you fix an error. In any case, that's TSLA for August 2025. Guys, I'm going to show you our accuracy for July in just a second. But the way that you get access to these game-changing services, you go to our website, tarotfortraders.com, hover over order now, click on subscriptions. The monthly access subscription gets you everything that early access has, all the live Discord trade alerts for SPY, day trades and swing trades, and early access to all the public videos. It also gets you the same information that you were seeing here in this video It gets you for SPY, BTC, XRP, TSLA, NVDA, QUBT, and Solana. All that with chart drawings and live Discord trade alerts as part of that. That's $300 a month, guys. You make that back and some in one trade. One trade. It's like a no-brainer. We're right most of the time. So if you don't bet like a moron and put all your money down in one trade, inevitably that one of those trades will be wrong and you'll lose all your money. So just trade a little bit each time, and the tortoise beats the hare. Trust me, after 26 years of trading, this is wisdom that I'm spewing to you right here, okay? All right, so let's give you an idea of what our accuracy is like. This one's a little wonky. August started off a little wonky with retrograde, but our July reading was pretty much on point. And you can see we had a lowest low and a highest high, at least thus far, stacked up on top of each other right at the beginning of the month. And we went from like a highest high into a lowest low right there. I had another lowest low possibility here around the 8th. And you can see, there we go. It was on the 7th, 8th. Back into highest high on the 14th, which I had possibly for the 10th. It was a little late. But then into higher highs on the 18th. And then the highest of them we had for the 23rd. 21st, 22nd, 23rd. So we were just off a little bit there. But we said 23rd and possibly again on the 25th. And it ended up being a peak on the 28th, but not a high. In any case, that high was pretty much nailed there within a day or so. And all of these trades would have panned out quite handsomely. If you're wondering when this July reading was created, the shuffle file was created June 5th, 2025, whereas the August shuffle file was created July 28th, 2025, just to give you an idea. But that's insane accuracy. Show me somebody else who can do that. I would like to learn and talk with them. So that's it, guys. Blessings to all my angel investors following the resources tab. Going to the resources tab and donating 5% of all profits forward to one of these charities, 5% of all profits back to the channel, leaving you at 90% and making you a person of integrity. Much love and appreciation. The universe will send it back to you tenfold for being an angel investor of the channel by doing that. Blessings to all my angel investors. I see you.